We should be closing sometime in June.
Like many of you, I've been making my way through the 50-part Who the F Did I Marry series. And in part 4, as a realtor, there are a couple things that, really perked my ears up. And so I wanted to make this video to share this with you. Because in 5 years of being a realtor, I'm licensed in Virginia and West Virginia, I've learned that people just don't know the process, and that's fine. There's no reason you should know the process until you're going through the process. So here are a couple things that I just want to point out so that you don't end up in a similar situation as Risa Tisa. Number 1 is the part that I stitched. There's no we're closing sometime in June. Like, you have a closing date. That is a set date. That date means so much. In fact, the contract is full of deadlines. And if you miss those deadlines, regardless of what side you're on, but most of them are buyer deadlines, like, a lot of bad shit can happen. So these deadlines are very serious, and they are very, very clearly spelled out on the contract. One of which is the home inspection deadline. You don't just get like a random amount of time in which to complete a home inspection. I know that, this was during COVID and like everything was kind of messed up and nobody knew what they were doing. And that's very, very true. But we still had those deadlines. Granted, we were making those deadlines a little bit longer because it was harder to get some things done. So for instance, if we would have an inspection contingency deadline, that would usually be 7 days. Like maybe during COVID, we were giving 14 days, again, just because of scheduling. But there was no like, we're going from April to May to June. And then they're like, oh yeah, okay, we can do the inspection now. Like, if your inspector gets COVID and can't do it or whatever, you have to find another inspector. Like, you don't get to just use that as an excuse. There are other inspectors in the world. So those are the two biggest things, the two biggest kind of red flags from a realtor perspective, which was, yes, there is an actual closing date, and 2, there's an actual home inspection deadline. There's a bunch of other kind of nitty-gritty problems with, the obvious lies that he was telling. But again, those are the two things I want you to know so that you don't end up in a similar situation. If you have any other just general home ownership questions or home buying questions or anything like that, just let me know. I'm happy to explain any of it.